Hello everyone, you're watching PC Helper and welcome to another video in the Python 3.9 tutorial series. If by the end of this video you feel like you have learned something today, then please leave a like and also don't forget to subscribe to PC Helper for regular content. So in this video we'll be talking about if, elif and else statements in Python. So these are very important because it will help your program in decision making process. So what I recommend is, first of all, just go to my previous video in this Python tutorial series, which is on booleans in Python, because it is a really important concept that you should know before coming to this if, elif and else statements. So first of all, I'll show you a flowchart. As you can see, this is a flowchart that our program starts, then there's an expression, and if this expression is true, then statements in if branch will run, and if this expression is false, then statement in else branch will run. And if you don't know what this true and false is, then you can just watch my last video, as I've told you just now, that it is on booleans expression, and true and false are boolean expression in Python. So first of all, let's open our PyCharm to get a better understanding of it. So to write an if statement, let's write if, and if we write true here, which is a boolean expression, and then you have to write colon. First of all, T in true should be capital, and press enter, and then we write a block of code, print correct, or just write yes, correct. And when I'll run this program, you can see this program ran. But if I'll write here false, you can see nothing appears here. There is no output because this is false. So let's write some real conditions here. For example, if 4 is greater than 3, we know that this is true, so it will print correct. Shift F10 will run this program. As you can see, the code was executed, which lies inside if. But if we write something false here, for example 2, and run it, there is no output. So as you can see in the flowchart only, that if the statement is true, then the if statement will work, but if it is false, then else will work. So let's see what is else. So else, this is the syntax of else, print, let's print wrong. So what happens here is, if the statement is true, then this will work. Otherwise, anything inside that anything that is inside else statement will be executed. So if we run this program, as you can see, wrong is printed. When we didn't write any else statement, then nothing was printed because if statement was not true. But here what it did was, first Python saw this if statement, then it saw that it was not satisfied, then it went to this else statement and it saw if this is not true, then we will run the else statement, which printed wrong. Now let's learn about another thing which is called indentation, which is a really important concept in Python. So as you can see, if 2 is greater than 3, print correct. If I'll execute this program, nothing is printed because this is false. Now if I'll write another block or line of code here, print, for example, any string. I am just writing some random string here, and when I'll execute this program, then also nothing is printed here. But what if I just press backspace and this print is written here instead of here, and when I'll execute this code, you can see this has been printed. But 2 is not greater than 3, then why did it print correct? Why did it not print correct and it printed this? This is because of indentation. So what happens is, in Python, if you want a block of code to be inside anything, for example, if it is a if statement, if it is a else statement, or it is any loop or something which we'll be studying in future videos, then we apply indentation. So the space before this print is called indentation. So everything that lies in the same line, as you can see right now, and if I'll run this code, then nothing is here in the output, because now it is a part of this if statement. But if they are not lying in the same line, then they are not indented, and this print is outside this if statement, and when I'll run this program, as you can see, this is printed. So indentation is really important. And in other languages such as C and C++, instead of indentation, we use these curly brackets to start and stop our if-else statement, and we write our block of code inside these curly brackets. But in Python, we use indentation. Now let's take a better example for better understanding of this if and else statement. So let's take a variable named age and let it be equal to int input and enter your age. So we've already learned about how we can take user input in Python in previous videos. So now I'll start my if statement. If age, which is our variable, is greater than 17, and then we'll write this colon, which is part of the syntax of the if statement, and then if we'll press enter, print adult. And let's try to execute this program. Shift F10, there's a syntax error first of all. Shift plus F10, stop and rerun. And as you can see, we have to enter our age. So I'll write my age to be, for example, 20, and I'll press enter. And as you can see, adult was printed. But now I'll rerun this program and I'll enter my age anything less than 17. For example, if I'm 12, and if I'll press enter, nothing was printed. So here we'll write an else statement also, so that if our if statement is not satisfied, then anything inside else will be printed. So print too young. So I think that's good. Now let's rerun this program, and if I'll enter my age to be equal to 12 and press enter, then too young is printed. So that is the concept of if and else. And now let's talk about nested if and else. So if inside an if statement we write another if statement, then this is called nesting of if. So if inside, if we know that someone is an adult, but also if they are if age is also greater than 21, then print you can drink. As in most of the countries the legal drinking age is 21, in most of the countries it is 18, but in India it is 21. So if someone is an adult and also greater than 21, then they can drink. So let's see how this one works. Shift plus F10, enter your age. If I'll write 19 here, then it will just print adult. But if I'll rerun this program, and if I'll enter my age above 21, also 25 for example, then it will print adult and also that you can drink. So this is called nesting of if. Now the last concept that we haven't talked about in this video is an elif statement. So let's take another example. So we'll be making some changes to this code. So here we'll write an elif statement, and after writing it I'll show you what's an elif statement. Elif age is greater than 13 for example, then it will print teenager. And if I'll print it, so let's see what happens. I have executed the code and I'll write some age between, for example, 13 and 17, that is 15. So as you can see, teenager has been printed. So let's see how our code is working here. So as you can see, Python uses an interpreter. So it will just go to this, execute this code line by line. So first of all, it will take an input. Then it will go to this if statement. So if this if statement has been satisfied, then it will run this and just stop this program and will not even look at this elif and else statement. But as you can see, we wrote 15 as our age, and which is not greater than 17. So this if statement was not executed. Then it will go to elif, in which we have a condition named age is greater than 13. So which satisfied it because our age was greater than 13. So it printed teenager. And as you can see, it does not go to else because our condition was satisfied here. So it just stopped the program after that. But what if we again rerun the program and write an age that is smaller than 13 and press enter, then we got too young. So this is how our code was executed now. It went to if first. If it was satisfied, then it would just run the block of code that was written inside if and then stop the program, but it was not satisfied. Then it went to elif. Then if it was satisfied, then it would run the block of code written inside it and then stop the program, but it was also not satisfied. So it ran anything that is inside the else statement. If any of the if, elif, and you can just write many elif statement. You can write as many elif statement you want inside. For example, elif age is greater than 10. Then you can also print something, print yada yada yada. And now if you'll run this program, you can write here 12. And when you'll enter it, you will get an output here. So you can write as many elif statement you want. So this is how our code will be executed. First we'll see if the if statement works. Then it will look if any of the elif statement condition is satisfied. But if nothing is satisfied, then it will just execute the block of code that is inside the else statement. So I hope you understood what I was trying to teach in this tutorial. And I hope you like this video. If you liked it, then please leave a like. And also if you have any doubt, write in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in the next one.